Another day in India, dude walking his horse.
It's another beautiful day in India. I'm Benjamin Jenks. Today I'm talking about the top culture shocks in India. Let's see if we can hear this actually. India is a loud place. There's music playing, there's people talking, there's festivals happening. Another thing that contributes is the honking. It's polite to honk in India. It's polite to be driving down the road and beep, beep, lay down the horn to let someone know that you're coming. It's a form of communication. When I'm driving down the street, there might be someone walking in the street and it's polite for me to give them a beep, just like that guy did, to let them know so I don't hit them. Most trucks and vehicles will have on the back sound horn, which, you know, when you're passing, they'll gather that information and know that you're passing because you've sounded the horn. Now, some people do take it to the extreme, and some people can get super annoying. The guys on the motorcycles who are speeding down the middle of the road, just beep, 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 beep. There's a chill, polite way you can handle it, and I notice most people sort of use the minimal amount of honking to get their point across. I'd like to interrupt this video quickly to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I share videos from my perspective here in India and try to help travelers have a better experience while they're here. One of the more little known ones is that the people in India are so clean and well dressed. You can be driving down a dirt road near these cement shacks and you'll see little girls wearing beautiful, colorful dresses with little anklets on. You'll see men dressed up with button-up shirts, nice slacks, off to work. You'll see women working in fields in beautiful, colorful silk saris. There's a joke in the movie The Namesake that rickshaw drivers in India dress better than college professors in America. One of the most shocking things about India, of course, is the amount of people. There are 1.3 billion people here, and the population density is over 400 people per square kilometer, whereas in the US it's just over 30. When I first arrived in India, I came out of the airport at 4 a.m. and there was a line of people on both rows as I was walking out of the airport. I don't know if people were just waiting there for hours, but it was very confusing to me to be in not even the biggest city in India and just have it packed at 4 a.m. As I've driven to villages early in the night, it's so surprising how there's often people everywhere. There'll be a chai walla making chai and some guys sitting there at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. People are everywhere in India, which is one of the most beautiful and challenging things about it. Another thing that's shocking are the way they do addresses. I got an Uber from the airport when I first arrived in India, and when I told him my hotel, we of course found it on Google Maps and zipped off into the big city of Chennai in South India. We got close to the hotel within a kilometer or a mile or so. I told him to look out for it. You know, we were on the road that it was on, and we're looking. However, even though it's on Google Maps, even though it says like, hey, you're there, we couldn't find it for another 45 minutes because there are just so many different places in such a small area. They do have addresses similar to the US where you have your number, you have your street, you have your city. However, addresses in India, the people are much more oriented towards landmarks. So for instance, when I'm getting an Amazon package delivered, I have an address, however, the guy's always gonna call me, and I'm not gonna tell him my address, I'm gonna tell him near this temple. So they go to that temple and then they can find it from there. I don't even think I had an official address when I first came to India. I think my landlord just went outside to the front wall and just put a number on it and put the street that it was, and hey, that's what we did. Going to the bathroom in India is different, but it's actually pleasantly shocking. One, you're not gonna find many squat toilets. They're actually sort of outdated, and you'll only see them at roadside restaurants and more traditional hotels. I pretty much only went to the bathroom using Western toilets, and almost every hotel, tourist restaurant is gonna have Western style toilets. What is different is the bum gun, or the hose in your toilet that you use to wash after you've went to the bathroom. You might find TP in tourist restaurants and hotels. However, A, you can't put the toilet paper in the toilet, and B, you're gonna find it much less often than usual. It's cool though, after some getting used to. I'm a big fan of the bum gun, and I agree with my aunt who said it's sort of like a cheap version of a bidet. Another thing that's shocking is how you can feel like a celebrity here. Mother and my aunt went to the local temple in the small city that I live in. They had a crowd of school children around them singing songs, wanting to take photographs. They had just rarely seen a white person before. And because Western media, movies and TV shows and songs are so popular, oftentimes people are gonna wanna take a selfie with you. When you're traveling to tourist destinations, it's very common for someone to want to take a selfie with you. Some of these people, they're on vacation too, and maybe they're from a smaller village where they haven't had many Western people. When I was going to a village here with a Western friend, the women couldn't believe why her skin was white. They were asking curiously, like, how did you get your skin so white? Like, they couldn't understand how that was possible. Swastikas are everywhere, but I haven't seen any Nazis. The swastika is actually a symbol in Hinduism, and it means conducive to your well-being. It symbolizes the sun, prosperity, and good luck. I could be mistaken. If I am mistaken, please let us know in the comments. The people eat with their hands, but it's actually a cleaner way to eat. As a tourist, you have more control about going to wash your hands and making sure they're clean than you do using the utensils that you find at a restaurant. Now, I don't want to scare you. Most utensils at a good restaurant that you're going to are going to be fine. But if you're like me and you want to reduce your risk of potentially getting sick, washing and eating with your hands is a cleaner way to do it. Staring is not rude here, so as you're walking down the streets, you may notice that people are looking your direction and not turning away. One thing that's super cool about being in India is just the genuine curiosity people display. I also notice this in the questions they ask. Like where I'm from, it's not polite to ask someone like, how much money do you make? But I've been asked that so many times as I've talked to people here. And you can just tell, they're just curious about what's happening. Are you married? Do you have a wife? What does your family think? What do you think about India? It's refreshing to hear such direct, interested questions. If you've traveled to India, what was something that was shocking to you? Please share in the comments. For more culture shots, check out my website, Nomad. I have 31 total culture shocks for travelers and foreigners here in India. If you'd like more travel tips right now, check out my India travel tips playlist. You can find well over 50 videos covering different aspects to help you prepare for your trip.